why I'm wearing this outfit. It's not what I wear on a regular basis. Make sure to look at your playbill to page 3, which has content warnings. Also, turn off your cell phones. The exits are there and there. We really hope you enjoy this production. It's kind of a mix of tragedy and comedy, as well as old and new, and we're really excited for you to see it. No, for them it should be collars.
I mean, and we win collar will draw.
I draw your neck out the collar.
I strike quickly being moved.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
The dog of the house of Montague moves me.
To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand, therefore if thou movest, thou runnest away.
A dog of that house will move me to stand. I will take the wall any man or maid of Montague's.
The quarrel is between us, their masters and their men.
'Tis all one. I will show myself a tyrant when I fuck with men. I'll be cruel to maids and cut off their heads.
The heads of the maids?
Aye, the heads of the maids or their main heads. Take it what sense thou wilt.
They shall take it in sense that they feel it.
'Tis me they shall feel when I am able to stand. 'Tis known that a drink is flesh.
'Tis well they're not fish. Draw thy tool, here comes to the house of Montague.
What makes questions thou quarrel on the back of me?
How? Turn thy back and run?
Fear me not.
Mary, I fear thee.
Let's see the law of our size of the maiden.
I shall frown as they pass by, and they shall take it in sense that they list.
Nay, if they dare, I will bite my thumb, which is a disgrace should they bear it.
Oh, do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
It's the law of our side, if I say aye.
No.
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb, and you, sir, but I do bite my thumb,
Oh.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No,
sir. If
sir.
you do, sir, I am for you.
Oh, no better.
Well, sir, draw if you be may. Oh, shit!
Come on, Mercutio, he's got this.
Hey, remember that squash.
Oh, let's remember form. You got this. Heart fools, put up your sword. You know not what you do.
For even will I look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword.
What, drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word as I hate hell. All Montagues and thee have at me, coward.
Have it your way, then.
In fair Verona, where we lay our sleep, from ancient grudge breaks new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers takes their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage, which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. I hate What ho, you men, beasts! 3 civil brawls bred of an airy word by thee, Capulet, and Montague, have right to disturb the quiets of our streets. No. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time all men depart. You, Capulet, shall come along with me, and Montague come you this afternoon to Old Spring Town, our common judgment place. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Who set this ancient quarrel near a broach? Speak. Nephew, will you buy when it began?
The fiery Tybalt with his sword prepared swung about his head and cut the wind. While we were interchanging thrusts and blows, he came more and more and fought on part and part, till the prince came, who parted either part. Yea.
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
Madam, an hour before the worship sun peered forth the golden window of the east, my troubled mind drave me to walk abroad. That westward rooteth on the city side, underneath the grove of sycamore. So early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the woods. I, measuring his affections by my own, which most are busied when they're most alone, pursued my humor, not pursuing his, and gladly shunned who gladly fled from me.
Many a morning hath he there been seen with tears augmenting the fresh morning dew, adding to clouds more clouds with his deep sighs. Away from the light steals home my heavy son, and private in his chamber, pens himself, shuts up his windows, locks my later, and makes himself an artificial night.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know of it nor can learn of him,
Did you importune him by any means?
both by myself and by others.
So please
Could we but learn.
step aside, see where he comes. I'll know his grievance or be much denied.
If I were thou wert so happy by thy state to hear true shrift, come, madam, let's away.
Wait, I'm gonna do my best. Tomorrow, cousin.
They're so young.
But mine.
God, me, sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went in so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that, which having makes them short.
In love?
Out
Of love?
of her favor where I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle in his view should be so tyrannous and rough and proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still, strict without icy pathways to his will. Where shall we dine?
Oh, me, what fray was here yet?
Tell me not, for I have heard all. Here's much to do with hate, but much more with love. Oh, brawling love, oh, loving hate, oh, anything and nothing for Romeo and sad. Mysterious vanity, misshapen chaos of all seeming forms, feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, seeking out still waking sleep, that is not what it is. Does love feel high? Feel no love in this.
Oh my god.
Does that not laugh?
No, cuz I'd rather weep.
Why?
At my good heart's oppression.
Why such is love's transgression? Love is a smoke raised with the fume of sighs and being purged, fire sparkling in lover's eyes, being fire, sea, nourished with lover's tears. What is it else? A man is most discreet. Smoking gall to preserve the sweet.
Farewell, my cuz. Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me here, you do me wrong.
I've lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo. He is some otherwhere.
Tell me in sadness, who is it that you
How
love?
shall I groan and tell thee?
Grown, I know, but sadly, tell me who.
In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
Oh. I am so near when I suppose you love.
She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow, and strong proof of chastity will on for love, weak, childish rogue. She lives unharmed. She's rich in beauty, only poor that when she dies with beauty, dies restored.
Then she had sworn that she will live chaste.
She has.
Oh, I could never.
Ways for beauty, starve with her severity, cuts beauty off from all posterity. She is too fair, too wise, wisely too fair to merit bliss by making me despair. She has forsworn to love, and that vow to end with death, I live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me, cuz forget to think of her.
Teach me how I should forget to think.
Go on Tinder, examine other beauties.
I want to play frisbee.
Show me a mistress that is passing fair. Delete that. What doth her beauty serve? But as a note where I may read who passed that passing fair. Farewell, thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine or else die.
But Montague is pound as well as high, and penalty alike. And 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both. 'Tis a pity you lived at odds for so long. Now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
I say it o'er what I've said before, my child is yet a stranger in this world. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think her ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she, her happy mother's maid.
And too soon marvel those who early made. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agree within her scope of choice lies my consent in fair according voice. This night I hold an old, accustomed fest, whereto I've invited many a guest, such as I love. And you among the storm, one more most welcome, makes my number more. Come, go with me. Go, Peter, trudge about through fair Verona, find those persons out whose names are listed there, and to them say my hope is welcome on their pleasure stay. Ta-ta!
Find them out whose names are written here. I am sent to find out whose names are here written, can never find out what the writing person here hath writ. All to the learn.
My Romeo, art thou mad?
Bound more than a madman is, shut up in prison, kept without food, whipped and
Hey! God, good evening! I pray you, sir, can you read?
I am unfortunate in my misery.
Maybe you've learned it without book, but I pray you, sir, can you read anything you see?
I know the letters and the language.
Missed you, Mary.
Call me back.
Stay, fellow. I can read.
Okay. Back up. See
Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, County Anselm and his beautiful sisters, the Lady Widow Vitravio, County Placentio and his lovely nieces, the Lady Rosaline.
Livia, Signor Valentio, I guess I can read after all. Tybalt and the lively Helena, a fair assembly. Whether should they come? Supper, get up. Where? Supper?
My master's house.
You should have asked me that before.
Oh, I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great, rich Capulet, and if you be not of the house of Montague...
Of the fair Rosaline, whom thou so lovest with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattainted eye, compare her face to some that I will show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
Fairer than my love,
Oh,
the
my God.
all-seeing sun never saw match since first the world begun.
You saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scales let there be weighed your lady's love against some other maid that I will show you shining at this feast. And she that scant shows well shall now show best. Please, I never leave my house.
Oh, go along. No should strive to be shown, but to rejoice in the splendor of my own.
Let's get lit.
Nurse! Where's my daughter? Call her for it to me. What lamb? What lady? God forbid, where's this girl? What now, who called? Is your mother? Madam, I'm here. What's your will? This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I remember thee. Thou hearest our counsel. Thou knows my daughter's of a pretty age. Babe, they can tell her age upon the hour. Susan, she God rest all Christian souls were an age. Well, Susan is with God now. She was too good for me. But I remember well. This is the earth when now 11 years.
not this
Of all the days upon the year, on that day, my lord and you were the mentor. Nay, I do bear grace. As they say, shake, quote the dove, for she could run. Nay, by the rood, she could run and waddle all about. And even the day before, she broke her brow. Oh, I've heard this story before. She cried bitterly, and my husband, he was a merry man. He took up the child and said, yea, quote he, falls upon thy face, thou wilt fall backwards when thou hast more wit. Wilt thou not do?
Enough of this. I pray thee hold thy peace.
Peace, I have done. Yet I cannot help but laugh to think she should be crying and say, oh, upon her brow there was a bump as big as a young cockerel's stone. Oh, a perilous mark, and she cried bitterly. Oh, my husband, he said, yea, quote he, falls upon thy face, thou wilt fall backwards when thou comest to age. Wilt thou not duel? Oh, she sings and said, yes, did thou too, I pray thee, nurse, say I. Peace I have done. Thou what's the prettiest babe that ever I nursed, and were I to live to see thee married, I have my wish.
Married, this married is the very thing on which I come to speak. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor I dream not of. Oh, an honor. Were I not thy only nurse, I would say thy sucked wisdom from a
Nurse, think of marriage now. Here in Verona, younger than you, ladies of esteem already made mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
Oh, a man, young lady. Lady, such a man is all the world.
What? A Verona suffer hath not such a flower.
Nay, a flower. He's a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read over the volume of young Paris' face and find delight there with thy beauty's pen. This unbound book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. So shall you share all that he doth possess, and having him making yourself no less.
No less, nay, bigger women grow by men.
That's so speak briefly. Can you like Paris' love?
I'll look to like of looking, liking, move, but no more deep and dark mine eye than your consent and straight spake eye.
Madam, the guests are come, supper served up, the nurse called, everyone cursing the pantry, and everything else in extremity. I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee.
Go, girls, sing happy nights to happy days.
Shall this speech be soaked for an excuse, or shall we on without an apology?
Let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
Give me a torch. I'm not for this anthem. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, which so
me to the ground. I cannot move.
You are a lover! Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it should you burn in love. Too great oppression for such a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is
See
too
what I'm
rough,
saying?
too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like corn.
Love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking and you beat love down. Hey, give me a case to put my visage in. A visor for a visor. Don't knock and enter, and no sooner in but every man betake into his legs.
A torch for me. Let wanted's light of heart tickle the senses rushes with their heels. I'll be the candle bearer and look on.
Come, we burn daylight, you hope.
Nay, that's not so.
I mean in delay, we burn our lights in vain like lamps by day. Take our good meaning for our judgment sits 5 times in that air once in our 5 wits.
And we mean well and go into this mass, but 'tis no wit to go.
Good God, why may I ask?
I dreamed a dream tonight.
Oh, and so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
Ayo! In bed asleep, they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab had been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman. Athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes made of long spiders' legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers, her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film, her wagoner a small gray-coated gnat, not so big as a round little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. Oh, her chariot is an empty hazelnut. What? Yes, and in this state she gallops. I gallop night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love over ladies' lips who strayed on kisses dreams. Sometimes she gallops over a courtier's nose, and then dreams he of smelling out a and sometimes comes she with a tight pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as it lies asleep, and then dreams he of another benefice. Sometimes she driveth over a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches, Spanish blades, of hells 5 fathom deep, and then anon drums in his ear at which he starts and wakes, and being thus frightened swears a prayer or two and sleeps again. This is she!
Mercutio! Thou talkest of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air.
The wind, you talk of, blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence yet hanging the stars that shall barely begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast, with some untimely forfeit as death. But he which hath the steers of my course direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen!
Yes, I am spy!
Where is Poppy that he helps not to take away?
When good manners shall like all in 1 or 2 men's hands, and they unwashed too, that 'tis a foul thing.
Away with the joinsters, remove the court cover, look to the plate, that thou save me piece of marchpane, ask thou lovest me, let porter let in pot pan.
Aye, boy, ready.
You were looked for and called for, asked for, and sought for in the great chamber.
We cannot be here and there too. Cheerly, boys. Let's be brisk a while, and the longer live or take all.
Welcome, gentlemen. Which of you all will now deny to dance? Welcome, gentlemen. I have seen the day that I have worn a visor, pink salad, free tail, fair ladies. Tis gone, tis gone, tis gone. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come, musicians, play. Aha, aha, get ready. And put it, girls. grown too hot. Ah, sirrah, this unlooked-for sport comes well.
What lady is that which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight? I know not, sir. Oh, she doth teach the torches and murder right. For years, the measure done, I shall watch her stand and touching her these once in my right hand. Do I heart love her now? I'm very sad. It's never that I see true beauty until this.
This, by his voice, should be a Montague. Fetch me my rapier, boy. Now by the stock and honor of my king to strike me dead, I hold it not a sin.
Oh, why, how now? I'm very forced to warn you so.
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe, who is hither come in spite to scorn in our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content, be gentle, cuz let him alone. To say truth, Verona bragged with him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not for the wealth of this town here in my house do him disparagement. Therefore be patient, take no note of him. It is my will, which if thou respect, show a fair presence and put off these frowns and ill-beseeming semblance for best.
It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured, but good man boy, am I the master here or you? He shall be endured, God shall lend my soul, you'll make a mutiny among my guests.
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to, you are a saucy boy. Is it so indeed? For shame! I'll make you quiet. Why, cheerily, my hearts. That's my father-in-law.
Patience before some willful collar meeting makes my flesh tremble in this different greeting. I will withdraw this intrusion shall, now see me sweet, convert to bitter gal.
If I may profane with my worthiest hand this holy shrine to justify as this, my lips to blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that rough touch of the tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hands too much, which manly devotion shows in this. Saints have hands that pilgrims' hands may touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
Oh, I, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Well then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. As they pray, grant thou, as faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though, grant for prayer's sake.
That means not what my praise effect attains. Thus, from my lips, by yours, my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
From my lips are trespassed, yours give me my sin again.
Again, Romeo! Oh my God! Oh, madam! How do you do? Mother came to work with you!
Her mother?
Her mother, sir, is the lady of the house. Yeah. And a kind, and a virtue, and a worthy. I nursed her nurse! What? Dear account, my life is my foe's dead.
Away be gone, sport is at the back.
I fear the Lord, my rest. Nay, gentlemen, prepare not to be caught. We have a trifling foolish banquet towards. Oh, is it even so? Well, why then, I thank you all. I thank you, honest gentlemen. Good night. More torches here. Come, what's the bed? I'll do my best.
Nurse, come here. What's he that follows there that would not dance?
I know not.
Well, go ask his name. Oh, was he be married? My brave is like to be my wedding bed. My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen, unknown, and known too late. Oh, prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy. You just met him. What's this? What's this? What ideas with all? Come, let's away. All the strangers are gone.
Every time you walk my eye, every time you walk my eye, every time you walk my eye, I feel like there she goes. Every time you walk my eye.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back, dull earth, and find thy center out.
Romeo, my cousin Romeo. Call good Mercutio. Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo, humors, madman, passion, lover. Appear thou in the likeness of a sign. Speak but one rhyme and I am satisfied. Cry but I, me, pronounce but love and dove. Oh, I conjure thee by Rosaline's bright eyes, by her high forehead and scarlet lip, that in thy likeness thou appear to us. If he hear thee, thou wilt anger him. This cannot anger him. My invocation is fair and honest. That in his mistress's name, I conjure only but to raise up him. Up, down, floor,
Come he has hid himself among the trees to be consorted with the humorous night. Blind is his love, and that forbids the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Hey, Romeo, good night. Onto my bed. Oh no, this field is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go to, for 'tis in vain to seek and hear means not to be found. Oh, I'm drunk, bitch! I don't know.
Stars have never felt a wound. It's off. What light for yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the enemy's wound that is already sick and pale with grief, that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, that she is
pretty cute.
Oh, it is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were.
Oh, but my family hates him.
She speaks and she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. Oh, I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. To the fairest stars in all of heaven, having some business do, entreat her eyes and twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there and they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth the lamp, and her eyes would stream through the airy region so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I may touch that cheek. Oh, she speaks! Oh, speak again! How glorious is this night being over my head, as the winged messenger of heaven unto the white upturned wandering eyes of mortals, as they fall back to gaze on him as he bestrides a lazy tasting cloud and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father, refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. And what's a Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. And what's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, so Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Oh, Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take the word, call me my love, and henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus whispering in night so stumblest on my counsel?
By name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, fair saint, is hateful to myself, for it is an enemy to thee. Had I written, I would tear the word.
My ears had not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo, and a Montague?
Neither, fair saint, either thee is like.
Well, how camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The worship walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find me here. They will murder thee if they do see thee here, so.
I have a knight's cloak to shield me from their sight, and what thou love
I'm
me,
just not
let them
understanding.
find me. My life's a better ended by their love than death corroded wanting.
Well, thou knowest the mass of land is on my face, else will the maidens blush but paint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain will I dwell informed, fain deny what I have spoke. Farewell, compliments. Dost thou love
Yes.
me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will believe. And if thou swearest, then make me fall, so gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I'm too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo. But else, not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I'm too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behavior light. Oh, I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheard, I was my truest passion. Therefore, pardon me.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I swear that tips its silver all these
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circle, or blessed thy love prove likewise variable. Do not swear. Or, if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my idolatry, and I'll leave thee.
in my heart's dear love.
Great, don't swear. You know, although I join in thee, I take no joy in this contract tonight. It's too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like lightning, which does cease to be ere one can say it light and sweet good night. This bud of love laid by summer's wrecking breath, prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Oh, good night, as sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as are within my breast.
Who wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love faithful was mine. That, yeah.
Okay, I did give it thee before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again.
Without try, for a purpose of.
But to be frank, to give it thee again. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. Oh, do I am coming! I hear some noise. So do I. Dear love, adieu. Sweet Montague, be true. By and by I'll come.
Oh, blessed night.
3 words, gentle Romeo. And good night indeed.
Me too.
Love, be honorable, thy purpose married. Send word for me, for I want the all procure to come to thee, where and at what time thou. No! I am coming! But if thou meanst not well, I do beseech thee. No! And why I come! To cease thy suit and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So drive my soul.
Good night!
1,000 times the worse to want thy light.
prisoner in his twisted guise, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, so loving, jealous of his liberty.
I would I were thy bird.
Oh, sweet, so would I. You, I should kill thee with much cherishing. Oh, good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till the morrow.
Sleep, you calm thine eyes and peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep in peace, so sweet the rest. Hence I will to my ghostly father sell his help to crave and my dear have to tell.
Now where the sun advances burning eye, the day to cheer, and night's dank dew to dry, I must upfill this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. Many for many virtues excellent, none but for some, and yet all different. Oh, mickle is the powerful grace that lies in herbs, plants, stones, and their true qualities. For not so vile that on the earth doth live, but to the earth some special good doth give. Nor aught so good, but strained from that fair use, revolts from true birth, stumbling on abuse. Virtue itself turns vice, being misapplied, and vice, sometimes by action, dignified. Two such opposing kings encamp them still, in men as well as earth. Grace and battle, and where the worst there is predominant, full soon the cank or death eats up that can. Give our father note each take. Young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Therefore thy earliness with me assured thou art uproused by some distemperature, or, if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That lass is true, the sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Wast thou with Rosalind?
With Rosamond, my ghostly father, no, I forgot that name, and that day's woe.
That's good, my son, but where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee, ere thou asking me again. I've been feasting with mine enemy, where on a sudden one hand wounded me, that's by me wounded, and both our remedies been within thy help and holy physic lies.
Ye plain, good son, and holy in thy drift, or the confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know that my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine, and both combined, save what thou must combine with holy marriage.
What?
When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow, and this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis! The change is here. Is Rosalind and thou didst love so deep and are so soon forsaken? Young men's love men lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. What a deal of brine hath washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosalind, thy old groans yet ring in my ancient ears. Look, here upon my cheek doth stand the stain of an old tear that is not washed off yet, and art thou changed?
Thou changed me off for loving, Rose. Rachel, Rebecca, Reginald,
For
Richard.
doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
And best me bury love.
Not in a grave to lay one in, another out to have.
I pray thee, chide not. She whom I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Come, young waverer. Come, go with us. One respect I'll thy assistant be, for this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Oh, let us hence, I said, on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow, they stumble who run fast.
Nah.
Yes, I do care. Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's, I spoke with his man.
Oh, that same pale, hard-hearted wench, that Rosaline, torments him so that he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman of old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's
A
house.
challenge on my life!
Romeo will answer it.
Oh, nay, any man who can write may answer the letter.
Romeo, he will answer the letter's master, how he dares being dared.
Alas, poor Romeo, he is already dead.
Why? What is Tybalt?
Oh, more than Prince of Cats, I can tell you. Oh, he is the courageous captain of compliments. Oh, he fights while you sing prick song, keeps time, distance, and proportion. 1, 2, and the third in your bosom, a duelist, a gentleman of the very first house. Benny, are you
Oh, here comes Romeo.
Oh my
Here
God.
comes
Romeo without his roe, like a dried herring. Flesh, how art thou? Abide. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
A good morrow to you both. What kind of it have I given you?
Oh, the ship, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio, but my business was great, and in a
Uh-huh.
case such as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much to say such a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hand.
Meaning to courtesy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
Most courteous exposition.
Nay, I'm the very pink of courtesy. Come between us, good Benvolio, my wits faint.
Switch and spurs are a cry match.
Oh, if thy wits run the wild goose chase, I have done. For thou hast more of the wild goose in one of thy wits than I am sure.
Oh, I will bite thee by the ear for that jest.
Nay, good goose, bite not.
There was no goose. It's a very bittersweet eating. 'Tis a most entirely sauce.
And is it almost starting to sweet goose?
Oh, nay, not this better than groaning for love. Thou art not sociable. Thou art as art as well as by nature. This dribbling love is a great natural that runs lolling up and down to hide his bauble in a hole. Please stop. Please, no more goose, please.
Thou desirest me, then? Thou desirest me to stop in my tail against the hair?
Thou wouldst else have made thy tail large. Oh, thou art deceived, for I would have made it short, for I was come to the whole length of my tail.
Yeah,
and meant indeed to occupy the argument a little longer. Oh, here's good Ligure. Hide me.
Oh, man, Peter.
Oh, Mercutio to hide her face for her fans, the fair face.
Good morning. Oh, good afternoon, fair gentlewoman. Is it? Oh, 'tis no less, I tell you, for the body of the Nile is
What gentlewoman that God had made for himself tomorrow? I don't know her.
You say well. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
Yeah, I could tell you that, but see, young Romeo will be older when you found him than he was when you saw him. I'm the youngest of that name for fault of words.
You say well.
Oh, is the worst well, very well took in faith, wisely.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with
She
you.
will indulge herself. Oh, no hair, sir.
This is
Unless
the
a hair,
worst
sir,
stage
is a
of my life.
Lenten. That is so stale and horser it be spent. I know a hair horn and old hair horn, very easily meant, but a hair that is horse. You're stuck here, sucker. Farewell, ancient lady, farewell. Leave me with her. I pray you, sir. What saucy merchant was this that was so full of its roguery?
One gentlewoman that loves to hear himself talk.
Oh, and he say anything against me, I'll take him down! Or if I cannot, I will find someone who shall arrest me.
Oh,
Scurvy knave! And thou must stand by too, and suffer any knave to use me at his pleasure. I saw no man use you with pleasure, and if I had, my weapon would have been out, if the quarrel was on my side and the law was on my side. Now, for God, every part about me quivers! Pray you, sir, a word! Now, as I have told you, my young lady bade me inquire about, but first let me tell you, if ye should lead her in a fool's paradise, as they say, it would be a very ill thing for you to do, as they say, for the gentlewoman is young, therefore, if you should deal double with her, it would be a very ill thing to do, and a very weak dealing.
Commend me to thy lady, I do protest unto thee.
Oh, good heart and faith I shall, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou say to her, nurse? Thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her, sir, that you doth protest, which, as I take it, is a gentlemanlike offer.
Bid her devise some means to come to Shrift this afternoon. There she shall and Friar Lord Cecil be married.
Cures for thy pains.
Oh, no, sir, truly, not a penny.
And stay, good nurse, behind the abbey wall. There my man shall bring thee a ladder within an hour, which to high pop gallant my joy be my convoy in the secret night. Farewell, be trusty, I'll quit thee for thy pains. Farewell, commend me to thy lady.
God in heaven bless you. Oh, hark you, sir.
What says that, nurse?
Well, my mistress is the sweetest lady, which was a prattly little day. Oh, there was a nobleman in town, one Paris, that would fain lay night before, but she, good soul, had a sleep she had trouble on her. I anger her sometimes and tell her Paris is a proper gentleman, but I assure you, when I do so, she loses pale as any clout in the versal world.
Commend me to thy lady.
Farewell, I 1,000 times. Peter! Take my fan. Never mind. Go before me.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. Well, nay, that's not so. Oh, she's lame. Love's herald should be thoughts which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 to 12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Had she affection and warm youthful blood, she'd be swift in motion as a fall. My words was bathing her, my sweet love, and his to me, but old folks. Many fain as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy and pale as lead. Oh God, she comes. Well, how now, nurse, what news? Well, hast thou met with him? Send thy man away. Peter! Stay at the gate. Well, what news? Oh Lord, why lookest thou sad? If thy news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing to me with so sour a face.
Oh, I'm a weary. Give me leave a while.
while. Do you not see? I'm out of breath. How art thou out of breath? Well, not much breath to say to me thou art out of breath. The tale thou makes in this delay is longer than the excuse thou dost excuse. Let me be satisfied, good or bad. Say either, and I'll state the circumstance. Is thy news good or bad? Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo! No, not he. Use what say, be better than any man. For he has their body, they be not talked upon, yet their past compares. He is not as gentle as a lamb, but as one of nurse flower. Go thy ways, wench. Serve God. What? Have you dined at home? No, all this I did know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that? Lord, how my head aches! It beats as if it would fall into 20 pieces. My back, oh, the other side. My neck, my back, my ankles, how they crack. Up and down to catch my death. In faith, I am so sorry. Now, sweet nurse. I says my love. Yeah, like an honest gentleman, and a courteous, and a virtuous, and I want a handsome. Wait, where is thy mother? Where's my mother? Well, she's within. Where should she be? How oddly thou request. Your mother says, what a salad that to me! Oh, dear, I'm so hot. It's the poultice for my aching bones. Henceforth, do your messages yourself. Come on, here's such a toil. What says my love? Have you got leave to go to church today? Yeah, I have. Then how you have Sir Brian Lawrence himself. There seems a husband to make your wife. Yes! Yes! Here, did you hear that? Did you hear that? He likes me. Wait, really likes me. We're like a thing now. We're keeping her name. I don't even know what process is because I'm so happy that I've been having a Lord. Oh my God. Hi, my fortune on this nurse farewell. So smile the heavens on this holy act that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen, and come what sorrow can. I cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, and love the round death do what he dare. It is enough I may call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die like fire and powder, which as they kiss, consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in his own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore, love moderately.
Moderately?
Long love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow. Here comes the lady. So light foot will ne'er wear out the everlasting flint. A lover may bestride the gossamer that idles in the wanton summer air and yet not fall. So light is vanity.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
As much to him, else is his thanks too much.
Oh, Juliet, if the measure of thy love be heaped as mine, and that thy skill be more to blazon it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's toss unfold this majesty as the both receive in this sphere and power.
Conceit more rich in matter than in words. Brags of substance, then of ornament, they are but beggars that can count their worth. My true love has grown to such excess that I cannot sum up some of half my wealth.
Come with me, and we shall make short work, for by your leaves you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate 2 in 1. Stop touching the
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl, for in these hot days is the mad blood stirred. You know, thou art like one of those fellows that when he enters the confines of a tavern, collapsing his sword upon the table, and by the occurrence of the second cup, draws upon the drawer, when indeed there is no need.
Am I like such a fellow?
Oh, come. Thou art as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, as soon moody to be moved. And what two? Oh, nay, and there were 2 such. We should have none shortly, for one would kill the other. Thou wilt quarrel with a man for having a hair more or a hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thou wilt quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no better reason, but thou hast hazel eyes. What eyes? And such an eye can spy out such a quarrel. You know, thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat. And yet thou
one of you.
Oh, and at one word with one of us, couple it with something, make it a word and a blow.
You should find me absent to that, sir, and you'll give me occasion.
Oh, can you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consorts with Romeo.
Oh, consort! Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. God damn it, consort!
Here in the public haunt of men, either withdraw into some private space and reason coldly with your grievances, or else depart. Here, all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will budge for no man's pleasure, I.
Oh, well, peace be with you, sir. Yes, I am.
Well, I'll be hanged, sir, if he wear your livery. Marry, go before to field, he'll be your follower. Your worship in that sense may call him man.
Romeo, the hate I bear thee can afford no better term than this, thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the aptitude to read such a greeting.
What?
Villain am I not, therefore farewell. I say thou knowest me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries thou hast done me, therefore turn and draw.
I do protest, for I never injured thee, but love thee better than
Question, when did this happen? Knows the reason of my love, good Capulet, whose name I tender as dearly as my own.
Oh!
Be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission!
Tybalt,
You rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Oh, good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives that I mean to make bold withal, and as you use me hereafter, dry beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your sword by its pitcher by the ears?
I am for you.
Come,
Good
sir.
Mercutio, put that rapier up! Oh my God! Drop it, bully! Down! I'll take everyone here! Gentlemen, fair is outrage! Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince expressly unforbidden badly in Roman streets! Tybalt! Hold Tybalt! Good Mercutio!
Peter?
I am hurt. Oh, a plague on both your houses. I am sped. Is he gone and hath nothing?
Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
No, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. Oh, I'm peppered, I warrant, for this world. A plague on both your houses! A braggart, a rogue, a villain that fights by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all was for the best.
Help me into some house, good Benvolio.
You've done enough.
Or I shall faint. A plague on both your houses! They've made worms meat of me. I have it, and soundly too. It's gonna be okay. Your houses.
This gentleman, my very friend, has got his mortal hurt on my behalf. My reputation is stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, that an hour had been my kinsman. Oh, Juliet, thy beauty has made me effeminate. My temper softened valor steel.
Romeo, brave Mercutio's dead.
Oh,
That gallant spirit that hath aspired the clouds, which too untimely here did scorn the earth.
this day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe that others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again.
You better kill this guy.
In triumph and Mercutio slain. Away to heaven respective lenity and fire-eyed fury be my conduct now.
Please avenge me.
Now, Tybalt, take the villain back which late thou gavest me, for Mercutio's soul is but a little ways above our heads, waiting for thine to keep him company. Yes. Either thou or I or both must go with him.
Oh, Jesus, Jessica.
The wretched that did consort here shall with them heads.
This shall determine that. Ah!
Yes. Okay. Oh.
Romeo, away, be gone! The citizens are up and Tybalt slain. Stand not amazed. If thou art taken, the prince will doom thee death. Hence be gone, away.
Oh, I am fortune's fool.
Hey, why dost thou stay?
I love you, Benny.
Which way ran he that killed Mercutio? Tybalt, that murderer, which way ran he?
There lies that Tybalt.
Oh, sir, go with me. I charge thee, the prince's name obey.
I didn't do it this time.
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
Oh, noble prince, I can discover all. The unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. There lies that man, slain by young Romeo, that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Yes.
Oh, Tybalt! Oh, my brother's child! Oh, prince! Cousin! Husband!
Princess, thou art true for blood of ours, shed blood of Montague.
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
spoke him fair, and bade him bethink how nice the quarrel was, and urged with all your high displeasure. All this uttered with calm look, gentle breath, knees, humbly bowed, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt, deaf to peace. But that he tilts with piercing steel at bold Mercutio's breast, who all is hot with a martial scorn, with one hand beats cold death aside, and with the other sends it back to Tybalt, whose dexterity retorts it. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold, friends! Friends part! And swifter than his tongue, his agile arm beats down their fatal point, and twixt them rushes. And underneath whose arm an envious thrust from Tybalt hid the life of stout Mercutio, and then Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge, and to it they go like lightning. For ere I could draw to part them with stout Tybalt slain, and as he fell did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is kinsman the Montague, affection makes him false, he speaks not true. I beg for justice, Prince Rostam must give. Romeo slew Tybalt, Romeo must not live!
Romeo slew he slew Mercutio. Who know the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo. Prince, he was Mercutio's friend.
Yes.
His fault concludes but what the law should end, the life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately we do exile him.
No, what?
Death, pleading of excuses, nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses, therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he's found that hour is his last. Bear hence this body and attend our will. Mercy but murderers, pardon those that kill.
Gallop apace, you fiery but seeds for famous lodging. Such a wagon as fading would whip you to the west and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread like close curtain love performing night, the runaway's eyes may wink, and Romeo leap into these arms untalked of and unseen. Well, come, night, come, Romeo, come, thou day and night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whiter than new snow on a raven's back. Come, gentle night, bring me my Romeo, and when he dies, cut him out in little stars, and he shall make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night, and pay no worship to the garish sun. Ugh, so tedious is this day, as is the night before some festival to an impatient child who has new robes and cannot wear them. Oh, here comes the nurse, and she brings news, and every tongue that speaks of Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Well, what hast thou there, the ladder, Romeo, to bid thee fetch?
I are the ladder.
Well, I mean, why dost thou wring thy hands?
Oh, well, day, we're dead, we're done. He's gone, he's gone, he's killed, he's dead. We're done, lady, we're done.
Can heaven be so envious?
Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, whatever would have thought Romeo?
What devil art thou that thus torments me? The torture should be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou, but I brief sounds determine my weal or woe.
I saw the wound, I saw it with mine own eyes. Here on his manly breast, oh God save the Lord. Hail, hail the ashes, oh, all bedabbed in blood, all in blood, I swooned at the sight.
Oh, break my heart. To prison eyes ne'er look on liberty. Vile earth, earth resign, and motion here.
Oh, Tybalt! The best friend I ever had! Honest gentleman! Courteous, honest gentleman that ever should live to see me die!
Nurse, what storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt dead? My dear loved cousin and my dear lord.
Tybalt is dead, and Romeo banished. Romeo that did kill him, he's banished.
Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did, till last the day it did.
Oh, serpent heart hid in the flowering face. Did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, dove-feathered raven, wolfish ravening lamb, despised substance of divinest show, just opposite to what thou seemst. Oh, nature, what hadst thou to do in hell when thou didst devour the spirit of a fiend in more pairs of such sweet flesh? Was ever book containing such vile matter so fairly bound? Oh, the deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace.
There's no truth, no faith, no honesty in men. All poor sport, all perishers. Oh, where's my man? Peter! Give me some aqua vitae. These griefs, these sorrows, these woes make me old. A shame come to Romeo.
Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame, and upon his brow shame is a shame to sit for 'tis throne where honor may be fame when I, thy 3 hours wife, have blistered it. But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? My husband lives that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead that would have killed my cousin, and my husband's still alive that would have... Oh, and all that's comfort, right? So wherefore weep I then? Some word there was, worser than Tybalt's death, that murders me. I would forget it fain, but oh, it presses to my memory like damn guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt's dead, and Romeo, banished, that one word banished has slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death were worse enough if it had ended there. There's no end, limit, measure, bound with that word's death. No words can that woe sound. Where's my mother and my father, nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corpse. Will you to them? I can bring you thither.
Wash they his limbs with tears. Mine shall be spent when theirs are dry for Romeo's banishment. Come, ladder, come, nurse. I'll to my wedding bed. And death, not Romeo, take my maidenhead.
I'm going to cook for you. I know well where he is. Hark ye, your Romeo will be here
Oh,
today.
go find him and give this ring to my true knight and bid him come to take his last farewell. Peter, come get this. What are you doing?
Romeo? Come forth, thou fearful man. Affliction is enamored, my lords, and thou art wedded to calamity.
Oh, father, what news? What is the prince's doom? What sorrow craves my hand?
Too familiar is my dear son with such sour company. I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
Worse than doomsday is the prince's doom.
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips, not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment? Oh, be merciful, say death, for exile has much more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Hence from Verona art thou banished. The world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls, but purgatory, torture, and hell itself. Hence banished is banished from the world, and world's exile is death.
Oh, deadly sin, oh, rude unthankfulness. Thy fault our law calls death, but the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside the law and turned that black word death to banishment. This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
Tis torture, not mercy, for heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing, even Paris lives here and may look on her, but Romeo may not. They may seize upon the wonder of dear Juliet's hand and steal mortal blessing from her lips, but Romeo may not. He is banished. Sayest thou that exile is not death? Has there no poison mixed, no sharp brown knife, no sudden means of death, and there was no mean but banishing? Banishing? Oh, friar, the damn you that word in hell, how is attendant? How hast thou the heart being divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, my friend professed and mangled me with that word banishing.
Thou fond madman, hear me but speak a word.
I will speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee armor to keep off that word, adversity, sweet milk, philosophy to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Yet banishment? Oh, hang up philosophy, unless philosophy can make a Juliet to splant a town or reverse a prince's doom. It helps not, it prevails not, therefore talk no more.
Oh, then I see that madmen have no ears.
How can they when the wise men have no eyes?
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak of that, thou dost not feel. Wert thou as young as I, Juliet thy love, an hour but married, Tybalt murdered, like me doting, and like me banished, then mightst thou tear at thy hair as I do now, and fall upon the ground, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Arise, one knocks, good Romeo, hide thyself.
Die, unless the heart-sick crones mislike and fold their from the surface.
Ah! Stay a while. Get up, thou wilt be taken. I have confession. By and by. Go hide in my study. God's will, what sinfulness is this? I'm coming. Don't speak, Papa. Who knocks so loud? Whence come you? What's your will?
I come from Lady Juliet.
Juliet, shut up. Welcome then.
Oh, Holy Father. Holy Father. Where's my mistress's ward? Where's Romeo?
There on the ground with his own tears making noise.
Oh, he's just in my mistress's case. Just in her case. Even so lies she, weeping and wailing and weeping. Oh, stand up. Stand. And you be a man. For Juliet's sake, be a man.
Juliet? How is it with her? And where is she? And what says my concealed lady to her cancelled love?
Oh, she says nothing, sir, but weeps and weeps, and then down falls on her head, and then down falls, and Romeo cries, and then down.
As if that name, stopped from the deadly level of a gun, did murder her just as that name's cursed hand did murder her kinsman.
Hold thy desperate hand! Thou hast amazed me. By my holy order, I thought thy disposition better tempered. Hast thou slain Tybalt?
Yes.
Wilt thou slay thyself and slay thy lady too that lives in thee by doing damned hate upon thyself?
No.
Rouse thee, man! Thy Juliet is alive, for whose dear sake thou wast but lately dead. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy too. The law that threatened death becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. Come on, give us a smile. A pack of blessings lights upon thy back. Happiness courts thee in her best array, but like a misbehaved and sullen wench, thou pounced upon thy fortune and thy love. Take heed. Take heed, for such die miserable. Go, get thee to thy love hence, and comfort her.
Comfort her.
Look, thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live till we can find a time to blaze thy marriage, reconcile thy friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back with 20,000 times more joy than thou in former lamentation. Yes. Go, nurse, go. Get thee to bed, lady. And bid her hasten all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto. Romeo is coming.
Oh, I could have stayed here all night to hear thy good counsel. Oh, what ladies! I better make haste and tell my lady.
Go to, I say you shall.
A ring that she bid me give you, sir. Make haste, for it grows very late.
Oh, how well my comfort is revived by this.
Go hence, good night, and here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day disguised from hence. Sojourn in Mantua, I'll find out your man, and he shall signify from time to time every good hap that to you the chance is here. 'Tis late. Farewell. Good night.
Oh, but joy calls out to me. And what grief so grief to part with thee. Farewell!
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we have no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late, she'll not come down tonight, I promise you, but for your company, I would have been abed an hour ago.
Kind of rude, but such time to or no time to live. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
Oh, I will, no reminder early tomorrow. Good night to you. You're pushing. You know her heaviness.
Oh, good night. Good night.
I think she will be ruled, in all respects of me. Nay, more I doubt not. Wife! Go you to her, ere we go to bed. Acquaint her of my son Paris's love, and bid her, mark you me, on Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
But stop, what day is it?
Monday, my lord.
Monday! Well, Wednesday is too soon. Oh, Thursday let it be. Oh, Thursday tell her she shall be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like this case? We'll keep no bread, do a friend or two, for hark you, Tybalt being slain so late, and maybe thought we held him carelessly, being our kinsman if he revel much. Therefore we'll have half a dozen friends, and their night. But what say you to Thursday?
I would that Thursday were tomorrow, my lord.
Well, get thee going on Thursday, be again. Go you to Juliet, ere you go to bed. Prepare her against this wedding day. Farewell, my lord. Good night.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet noonday. It's the nightingale and not the lark piercing the fearful hollow of thine ear. But nightly she sings in yon pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn, no nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles burn out and drop and day stand still on the mountaintops. I must be gone and live or stay and die.
Yon night is not daylight, I know it, I. It's some meteor that the sun exhales to be to thee this night a torchbearer, and light down thy way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet, thou needs not to be gone.
Let me be taken, let me be put to death. I am content that thou wilt have it so.
Come, death, welcome, for Juliet wills it so.
Oh, it is. Hide hence, be gone away. Oh, now be gone, more light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Madam, nurse, your lady mother is coming to your chamber. Be wary, the days are
When from me every hour in the day. Because in a day there are many hours. Oh, by this count I shall be much in years ere I again know my Romeo.
Farewell. I will omit no opportunity to send my greetings to thee.
Thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not, and all these woes shall serve as such sweet discourse in our time to come.
Oh God, I have an ill-divining soul. Methinks I see thee, now thou art below, as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails, or thou lookest pale.
Trust me, love, and my eyes so do you. First our drinks for blood. Adieu, adieu.
Oh, fortune, fortune, all men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, what dost thou with him that is renowned for faith? Be fickle, fortune, for then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Who calls? Is that my lady mother? Is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither from my house?
Why, hello, Juliet.
Madam, I'm not well.
Still weeping for your cousin's death. What, wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst, thou could not make him live, therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling lost.
So you weep not for the loss, but for the friend for which you feel.
Feelings so lost cannot choose whatever weep the bread.
So you weep not for the friend, but for the same villain that slew him.
But villain bad is that.
The same villain Romeo.
Villain and he be many miles asunder. Will God pardon him? I know I do with all my heart. And yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That is because the traitor murderer lives.
Aye, even from the reach of these my hands, would none but I might wend to my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it. Fear you not, and therefore weep no more. I'll to one in Mantua, where the same banished renegade doth live, shall give him such an unaccustomed dram that he shall soon keep Tybalt company. And then I hope that will be satisfied.
Well, I shall never be satisfied with Romeo until I again behold him. Dead, obviously. Madam, think you would but find a man to bear a voice, and I myself would temper it, that Romeo should bear up, sleep soon and quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named, and cannot come to him to wreak the love that I bore my cousin upon his body that slaughtered him.
Well, find out the means and I'll find you the man. But I'll bring thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes well in such a needy time. What news are they? I beseech your ladyship.
Well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who, to put you from thy happiness, has arranged some day of joy, which thou expects not, nor I looked not for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
That is early this Thursday morn. The gallant, young, and noble pair shall there make thee a joyful bride.
He shall not there make me a joyful bride. Now I wonder at this haste that I should wed ere he that should be husband comes to woo. Tell my lord and father, madam, I shall not marry yet, and what I do shall be to Romeo, whom thou knowest I hate, rather than to Paris. These are news indeed.
Well, here comes your father. Tell him yourself and see how you'll take it into your hands.
When the sun sets, the air doth drizzle dew, but for the sunset of my brother's son, it rains downright. How now, conduit girl, look, still in tears, evermore showering? How now, wife, have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
Soft. Take me with you. Take me with you, wife. How? Will she none? Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count her blessed unworthy, as she is that we have brought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom?
Proud you have not the thankful that you have. Proud can I never be of that which I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
What is this? Proud, and I thank you, and I thank you not. And yet not proud, mistress minion, you. Thank me, no thank me, nor proud me, no crowns. But fiddle your fine joints against Thursday next to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I'll drive thee on a hurdle thither!
What are you mad?
Father, I beseech you, hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Disobedient wretch. I tell thee what, get thee to church on Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Do not reply, but do not answer me! My fingers itch. Why, we scarce thought ourselves blessed that God had lent us but this only child. But now I see this one is one too much, and that we have a curse in having her. Out on her hiddling.
God in heaven bless her! You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
And why, my lady wisdom?
May not one speak?
Peace, you mumbling fool. Utter your gravity over a godless fool, for here we
too hot!
Day, night, hour, tide, work, play, alone in company, so my care have been to have her matched. And now having provided a gentleman of noble parentage, stuffed, as they say, with honorable parts, proportioned as one's thought would wish a man. And then to answer, I'll not wed, I cannot wed, I am too young, I pray you, pardon me. But as you will not wed, I'll pardon you. Grace where you will. You shall not house with me. Look to it, think on it. I do not use to jest. Thursday is near. Lay hand on heart and advise. And you be mine, I give you to my friend. And you be not, hang, beg, starve, die in the streets, for by my soul I will never acknowledge thee, nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it, bethink you. I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage a month, a week, or if you do not, make the bridal chamber in that dim monument where Tybalt lies. Talk not to me, for I'll say nothing. Mom, speak to me, for I am done with thee. Oh, God. Oh, nurse, how shall this be prevented? My husband is on earth, my faith in heaven. How shall that faith be returned to me unless my husband sends to me from heaven by leaving earth? Comfort me, counsel me. Alack, that heaven should practice such stratagems upon so soft a subject as myself. Well, what sayest thou? Hast thou no word of joy? Comfort me. Babe, here it is. Romeo is banished and all the world's nothing, that he dares never to come back to challenge us, or if he does, it must needs be by stealth. Therefore, the case standing is now doth. I think it best you married with the Count. Are you kidding? Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dishclout to him. An eagle, madam, has not so fair, so clean, so quick an eyes Paris hath. Oh, but true, my heart, I think you are happier in the second match. Or if you are not, your purse is dead. Or as good he were, you living here and he no use to you. Well, that has comforted me marvelous much. Go, tell my mother, having displeased my lord and father, I am gone to Lawrencel to make confession and to be absolved. Very able, and this is wisely done. Ancient damnation, almost wicked fiend. Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my lord with that same tongue which ye have praised him so many times above compare? Go, counselor, henceforth thou and my bosom shall be twain. All the friar learns to know his remedy, and if all else fails, myself the power to die.
On Thursday, sir, the time is very short.
My father, Lord Capulet, will have it so, and I am nothing slow to slap his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course, I like it not.
Immoderately, she weeps for her cousin Tybalt's death, and therefore have I talked little of love. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage, to stop the inundation of her tears, which, if too much put by her, may be put from her by society. Now do you see the reason for this haste?
I would I knew not why it should be stayed. Come you to make confession, my son?
Yes, Juliet is so much prettier than me, and I don't know what to do about it, because I think I'm pretty cute too. Oh, happily met, my lady, and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That maybe must be Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
That's a certain test.
Come you here to confess to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you, I love him.
So will you. I know that you love me.
If I do so, it will be of more price being spoke behind your back than to your face.
Oh, poor soul, thy face is much abused by tears.
Those tears have got small victory by that. It was bad enough before their spite.
Thou wrongst it more than tears with that report.
That is no slander, sir, which is a truth, and what I spoke, I spake it to my face.
Thy face is mine,
Oh, my
and thou hast slandered it.
That may be so, for it is not mine own. Have you leisure now, Holy Father, or shall I come to an evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter now. Lord, we must entreat the time to love.
Faith should I disturb such devotion. Juliet, Thursday early will I rouse her. Until then, I care, and keep this whole.
Absolutely
Bye, Juliet.
Bye, shutting the door. The one that passed them, come weep with me. Past help, past cure, past hope.
Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, on Thursday next be married to this count.
Tell me not, friar, that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If in thy wisdom thou canst give no counsel, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with the knife I'll help it presently. God, join my heart in Romeo's. Thou our hands, and ere this hand by thee to Romeo sealed shall be the label to another deed, or my true heart with treacherous revolt turned to another, a knife shall slay them both. Therefore, out of thy long experienced time, give me some counsel. Be not so long to speak, I long to die. If what thou speak not of remedy.
Behold, daughter, I do spy a kind of hope which craves as desperate in execution as that is desperate which we would prevent. If, rather than to marry County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself.
Absolutely
100%.
Then it is likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to try to away the shame that copes with death himself to escape from it, and if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap rather than marry Paris off the battlements of yonder tower, or walk in thievish ways. Bid me lurk where serpents are, chain me with roaring bears, or shut me nightly in a charnel house, or covered quite with dead man's rattling bones, with reeky shanks and yellow chapless skulls, or bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with a dead man in his shroud, things that, to hear them told, have made me tremble. And I will do it without fear or doubt, to live an unstained wife to my true love.
Well, then, be married. Go home. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night we will lie alone. Let not thy nurse lie with thee in my chamber. Being thou in bed, take thou this vial and this distilled liquor drink thou off, when presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor from a warmth. No pulse, no breath shall testify thou livest. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now in the morning, when the bridegroom comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. Oh my goodness. Thou shalt be taken to that same monument where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. Meantime shall Romeo by my letters know our drift, and hither shall he come, and he and I shall watch thy waking, and that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua. And this shall free thee from this present shame. No inconstant toy, nor womanish fear abate thy valor in acting.
Give me, tell me not of fear.
Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua with my letters to thy lord.
Love gives strength, and strength shall help forward. Honest father, farewell.
Go hire me 20 cunning cooks.
You shall have none ill, sir, for all hire they can lick their fingers.
How canst thou try them so?
Marry, sir, 'tis an ill cook that cannot lick his own fingers. Therefore he that cannot lick his fingers goes not with me.
Go, be gone. We shall be much unfurnished for this time. What, has my daughter gone to Friar Lawrence?
Aye, forsooth.
Well, you may chance do some good on her, a peevish, self-willed harlotry it is.
I'll see where she comes from trip with merry luck.
How now, my headstrong? Where have you been gadding?
Even where I have learned me to repent the disobedient sin of opposition to you in your behests, and am enjoined by Holy Lawrence to beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforth I'm ruled by you or whatever.
Send for Paris! Go tell him of this. I'll have his knocking up tomorrow morning.
I met the youthful lord at Lawrence cell and gave him what becoming love I might, not more set the bounds of modesty.
Fire, this. This is well, as it should be. Let me see the county. I marry, go I say, fetch her hither. Now, afore God, this reverend holy friar, our whole city is much bound to him.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet, tell me to sort through such ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow? No! Not till Thursday. There is time enough.
Go, nurse, go with her. Build the church tomorrow.
We'll be short in our provisions. 'Tis not your night.
Hush. I will stir about it. How things shall be well, I learned you. Go thou to Juliet. Help to duck up her. I'll not to bed tonight. Let me alone. I'll play the housewife for this one. What ho! They are all forth. Well, I shall walk myself to County Paris to prepare her up against this wedding day. My heart is a wondrous light since this same widow girl is self-reclaimed. Woo!
Okay, that's great. Nurse, let me now be left alone, for I have need of many orisons to make the heavens smile upon my estate, which, well thou knowest, is cross and full of sin.
Are you busy? Need my help?
No, madam, we have culled such necessaries as are behooful for our estate tomorrow. So please you, let me now be left alone, and let the nurse sit up this night with you, for I am sure you have your hands full all in this so sudden business.
Good night. Get thee rest, for thou hast need.
Good night. You're well. God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint cold fear thrills through my veins and almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call him back again to comfort me. Nurse! What should she do here? My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, vial. What if this mixture does not work at all? Shall I then be married tomorrow morning? No, a dagger shall prevent it. Well, what if it is a poison the friar subtly has ministered to have me dead? Lest in this marriage he should be dishonored because he married me before to Romeo. Oh, I fear it is. And yet, methinks it should not. He hath still been tried, a holy man. How if, when I am laid in the tomb, I wait before that time that Romeo comes to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Should I not then be stifled in the vault whose foul mouth no wholesome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Okay, or if I live, is it not very like the conceit of death and night, together with the terror of the place as in a vault, an ancient receptacle where for these many hundred years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody Tybalt yet but green in earth lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, at some hours in the night spirits resort. Alack, is it not life that I, so early waking with what loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes torn out of the earth that living mortals hearing them run mad? Oh, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefathers' joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this desperate rage with some great kinsman's bones dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look, methinks I see my cousin standing there, seeking out Romeo that did spit his body upon a rapier point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo, I come, this do I drink to thee! Mistress, what mistress? Juliet! Fast I warned her, she, why what? Not a word? You take your pennyworth now, sleep for a week, and the next night I warn the Count of Paris hath sent mistress that you shall rest a little. Oh, God, forgive me, Mary, and then how sound are you asleep? Madam! Dressed in your clothes. I must needs wake you. Madam! Oh, lady,
What is this noise?
oh, miserable day!
What is the matter?
Me, oh me. My child, my only life, revive her, I will die with thee. Help!
For shame, bring Juliet forth. Her lord is come.
She's dead!
Ha! Let me see her. Alas, she's cold. Her blood is settled and her joints are stiff. Life and these lips have long been separated. Death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field. Woeful time! Death that have taken her hence to make me wail, ties up my tongue and will not let me speak. Ready to go, but never to return. Oh, sad! The night before thy wedding day hath death laid with thy wife. Death is my son-in-law, death is my heir, my daughter he hath wedded. I will die and leave him all. Life, living, all is dead. festival turned from their office to bluff funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bells. Our wedding tune for a sad burial feast. Our solemn news for sullen judges change. Our bridal flowers serve for a buried course. And all things change but to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and Madam, go with him. And Prague?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay.
Everyone prepare to follow this dear course unto her grave.
Move, I'm sad.
Musicians, stay! Stay, play some heartsease. Oh, will you play some heartsease? Why heartsease? Well, because my heart is full of woe. Play me a merry dump to comfort me. Not a dumply. There's no time to play.
You'll not then?
No.
Then I'll give it to you soundly. What will you give us? No money on my faith.
Then I shall give thee servant creature.
Then I'll lay the servant creature's dagger on you. Oh, Ray, you won't fly you. Do you know me? And me, oh, sorry. No, Susie, no. You notice? Oh, God. Please, what are you happening? Run out your way. Answer me like men. When griping griefs, the heart doth wound, and doleful dumps, the mind oppress, then music with her silver sound. Why silver sound? Musicians, answer me, why silver sound?
Marry, sir, because silver has a sweet sound.
Pretty, what say you?
I say silver sound because musicians sound for silver.
Weird, what say you?
I don't know what to say.
You are the singer. It is music with her silver sound because musicians have no gold for sounding. Then music with her silver sound, the speedy help doth lend redress. When griping grieves, the heart doth wound, and doleful dumps, the mind rests. Her silver sound, the music with her silver sound, doth lend redress.
Come willing here, tear from the mourners and stake in them.
If I may trust in the flattering truth of sleep, then my dreams presage some joyful news in hand. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream to give a dead man leave to think, but she breathed such life with kisses in my lips that I revived and was an emperor. Oh, how sweet is love itself possessed, when that beloved's shadows are so rich in joy. News Corona! Does that bring me letters from the friar? Is my lady well? Is my father well? How fair no Juliet, this I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
She is well and nothing can be ill.
Yes.
Her body lies in Capel's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her laid low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it you. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you did leave it for my office, sir.
Is it even so? Then I defy you, stars! Thou knowest my lodging, get me and can pay for hire post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Leave me, do what I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters for me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter, get thee gone. Hire those horses, I will hence tonight. Oh, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. I do remember an apothecary, and hereabouts he dwells, which late I noted in tattered weeds and in his needy shop ill-shaped fishes. Noting this penury, I said to myself, if a man did need some poison in Mantua, whose sale is present death, then here lives a caitiff wretch would sell it him. The same need did forerun my need, and the same needy man must sell it to me. As I remembered, this should be the house. What ho, apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, man. I see that thou art poor. I have 40 ducats. Give me a dram of poison, that such soon speed and gear as will disperse itself through all the veins that the life weary taken may fall dead.
Whoa! Such mortal drugs I have, but Mantua's law is death to any he that utters them.
Art thou so bare and full of wretchedness and fierce to die? The world is not thy friend, nor the world's laws. The Lord affords no loss to make thee rich. Therefore be not poor, but take this.
My poverty, but not my will
I
consents.
pay thy poverty and not thy will.
Put this in any liquid thing you will, and drink it off. And if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
You have thy gold. Worse poison to men's souls, and doing more murders in this wretched world than these poor compounds thou mayst not sell me. I've sold thee poison, thou hast sold me none. Farewell, buy food, get thyself some flesh, come, cordial and not poison, go with me to Juliet's grief, and there I beseech thee.
Oh yeah, you know he was there. This way they lost their banging on the fuck with that. Make it free, girl, make it free. 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 Make it free, girl, make it free.
Holy Francis, get right! Brother, oh, same should be the words of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo, or if his mind be read, give me his letter.
About that. Going to find a barefoot feather out. Whatever order to associate me. Here in the city, visiting the sick. And finding him, the searchers of the town, suspecting that we both were in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so that my speed to Mantua there was stayed.
Bear my letter then to Romeo.
Oh, I could not send it. Here it is again. Nor get a messenger to bring it thee. So fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune by my brother, because the letter was not nice, but full of charge of dear import, and the neglecting it may do much harm. Friar John, get you hence. Find me an iron crow. A what? A letter? An iron crow, and bring it straight unto my cell.
Brother, I'll go and bring it thee.
Now must I to the monument alone. Within 3 hours will Juliet awake. She will beshrew me much that Romeo had no notice of these incidents. But I will keep her closely at my cell and ride again to Mantua, poor unlucky corse closed in a dead man's tomb.
Give me thy torch, boy, hence and stand aloof. Yet put it out, for that I would not be seen. Under yon yew trees, all along, holding thine ear, close to the hollow ground, so no foot upon this churchyard shall tread, but thou shalt hear it. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Okay. If you hear something, whistle a signal that something doth approach. Yes, that's exactly how you whistle. Okay. And give me those flowers, do as I bid thee. Go.
I'm almost afraid to go alone, yet I'll adventure. Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh, woe, thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will do. Or, wanting that, with tears distilled by moans, the obsequies that I for thee keep shall be to strew upon thy grave and weep.
Paris!
Peter gives warning. Something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight to cross my obsequies and my true love's right? What will the torch night muffle me a while?
Give me the mag and the wrenching iron. Hold. Take this letter. Early in the morning, see thou deliverest to my lord and father. Upon thy life I charge thee. Whatever thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof and do not interrupt me in my course. But if thou jealous, do return to prior for what I further shall intend to do. By heaven, I will tear thee, joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with thy lips.
I will be gone, sir, not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Live, be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow.
For all this same, I'll hide me hereabouts. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorge in the dearest morsel of the earth. Thus I will enforce thy rotten jaws to open in despite I will cram thee with more food.
Stop thy unhallowed
Hallow toil, vile Montague! Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Go with me, for thou must die!
I must, and therefore pay my killer. I beseech thee. I'm not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Think upon these gone. Let them affright thee. Good youth, I do beseech thee. Put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. By heavens, I do love thee better than I love myself. For I came here armed against myself. Fly hence, be gone, and live. Hereafter say that a madman's mercy bade thee run away.
I do defy thy conjurations and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Oh, wilt thou provoke me, boy? Then have at thee!
Oh, Lord, they fight! Oh, follow up!
Hey, that hurt. If thou be merciful, open the tomb and lay me with Juliet.
I will not. Let me reverse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble County Paris. What did my man say when my apostle did not attend him as a favor? I think he told me that Paris should marry Juliet, or said he not so? Or did I dream it so? Or am I mad hearing him talk of Juliet to think it were so? Oh no, a lantern slotted youth, for here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this feasting presence full of light. Death, light out there about your magic. How often, when men were at the point of death, have they been buried? Oh, my love. Death, which has sucked the honey of thy breath, is not in power by beauty. Thou will not conquer. Her beauty's ensign yet lies crimson in thy lips and in thy cheek, and death's pale flag is not advanced there yet. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet? Oh, Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that the unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean abhorred monster keeps thee here and still dark to be his paramour? Fearing that, I still will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here will I remain with the worms that are thy chambermaids. Here will I shake the yoke of stars and set up my everlasting rest. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace.
Disgusting! Come, better conduct, come and say reguide. Thou dost fail, and now at once run upon the dashing rocks. I seize thee, where bark. Here's to my love!
True apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Oh, thus with a kiss, I die.
St. Francis be my speed, how often I have my old feet stumbled at graves. Who's there? Here's one, a friend and one that knows you well.
This be upon you. Tell me, good right friend, what torch is yond?
It doth so, holy sir. There's my master, and one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long have he been there?
A full half an hour.
Oh, with me to vault.
I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death if I did stay to look on his intent.
Stay that I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill unlucky thing.
As I did sleep under this yew tree here, I dreamt that my master and another fought, and that my master slew him.
Romeo? Alack, what blood is this that stains the stony entrance of this sepulchre? Romeo! Oh, pale. Paris, too, and steeped in blood. Oh, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs.
Oh, comfortable friar. Paris? Oh my God. Well, where's Romeo? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am, so where's Romeo?
I hear some noise. Lady, come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. But thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead. Oh, and Paris too, I guess. The spouse of the illumined sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the lunch is coming. I dare no longer stay.
Oh, get thee hence! I will not away! What's this? A vial enclosed in my true love's fist? Poison I see hath been his timeless end. I'll kiss thy lips, haply some drop doth linger there to make dye with the restorative. Thy lips are warm.
Lead on its way!
Some noise, then I'll be brief.
Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There rest and let me die.
This is the place where the torch doth burn.
The ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, some of you go here. Hateful sight. Here lies the county slain, and Juliet bleeding, warm and new killed. Here hath lain these 2 days buried. Go, tell the prince, raise up the Montagues, run to the Capulets. Some others search. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot without circumstance descry.
Here is the friar, the troubled son weeps, who took his manikin and his fitting room as he was coming from this churchyard side.
Stay the friar, a great suspicion.
What misadventure is so early yet that calls our person from our morning's rest?
Should it be that there's a shriek abroad? Some cry Romeo in the streets, some Juliet, some Paris, and all around a open outcry towards our monument.
What fears is which starts in our ears?
So, here lies the Count of Paris slain, and Romeo dead before it. Juliet, warm and new kill.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
Here is a friar, and slaughtered Romeo's man, fit with instruments upon them to open these dead men's tombs.
Oh heavens, oh wife, look how our daughter bleeds. This dagger hath mistaken for lo, his house is empty on the back of Montague, and it misshapen in our daughter's bosom.
The sight of death is as a bell that brings my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up, to see thy son and heir more early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
Oh, thou untaught, what manner is in this? To press before thy father to a grave?
Steal away thy outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities and ever spring their head their true descent. And then I will be general of your woes and lead you even to death. Meanwhile forbear, and let mischief be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do least, yet most suspected, as the time and place doth make against me of this direful murder. And here I stand both to impeach and purge, myself condemned and myself excused.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stole marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new made bride, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her betrothed, and would have married her perforce to county Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks, bid me devise some means to rid her from this second marriage, or in my cell there would she kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo that he should hither come as this dire night to help to take her from her borrowed grave. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back.
Really?
Then all alone at the prefixed hour of her waking came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came here, untimely lay the noble Paris, and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then a noise did scare me from the vault, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse was privy, and if aught we miscarried by my fault, let my life be sacrificed some hour before his time unto the rigor of severest law.
We still have known thee for a holy man. Where is Peter? Oh, Sir Robert made your master in this place.
My master came to strew flowers upon his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof. And then I heard a fight, and then I went to call a watch.
This doth make good the friar's words, the course of their love, the tidings of her death. Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague. See what a scourge is laid upon your hate that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I for winking to it, your discords have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more. For I will raise her statue in pure gold. That while Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set than that of pure and faithful Juliet.
As fruit shall Romeo's by his lady lack, for sacrifices of our enmity.
A glooming peace this morning it brings. The sun for sorrow cannot show its head. Go forth and have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and others punished. For never was there a story of more woe than that of Juliet and her Romeo.